Like and subscribe.
But yeah, Pokemon is losing to Palworld in the lawsuit. This is great news, man. Why does it feel like a fucking, like, you know? Like this was like an old VHS like video, you know?
Pokemon is losing their legal battle with Palworld, according to what we can take from the latest new update in their case with the information we've gleaned. We're to get into that.
Damn, brother is looking slick.
Today on The Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney.
Couldn't be me, man. I'm currently bald. I freshly shaved.
Down these legal issues all over the world. And today we have the fascinating case of Pokemon versus Palworld. This is something that I've actually covered on
Pokemon, man. All my quackers hate Pokemon.
Streams. I've covered this in the past, but once again, with these big lawsuits, they often don't have updates for a while. And to give you guys a little bit of background on Pokemon versus Palworld, well, unless you live under a rock, you know about Pokemon, which is obviously a massive franchise, and it's owned between Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. And then you've got Palworld, which is owned by Pocket Pair, and it is really focused on PC. Now, this is very important because one of the big things overall for Pokemon is they've been real console, let's say, loyalists, or you might even say zealots for the consoles. They really don't believe in PC, and they've been pretty hardcore in keeping anything Pokemon-like from entering the PC sphere, which is
that's true. Which I don't know why though. It's not like you're gonna go into that sphere, right? I would expect them to like completely hands off, and then all of a sudden, okay, you need to stop that. You need to stop that. You need to stop that. We're entering the market now, you know, shit like that. But you Pokemon, we don't talk about that.
I had an eye on Palworld. And
I watched Pokemon when I was a kid, man. That's about it.
One of the reasons why they took this shot. But the background is Nintendo and Pokemon Company, they filed a case for patent infringement against Palworld Pocket Pair September 18, 2024. Now, this is very, very important, and a lot of people miss the ball here. A lot of people think it's copyright. They think it's the ideas or the designs. This is...
Thank you, Command Unit. You're really saving me right now. Thank you, man. I'll do that one. That's my Warhammer 40k video. Lifesaver.
It's not about the specific designs, and this is not about the ideas. This is about the patents. So Nintendo filed these patents.
I hope the fucking glider thing is like removed. Please, for the love of God, it makes no sense that you can have a patent for that. There's no way when there's other games that fucking do this shit, man.
Claiming infringement of certain very specific patents. And that's a really narrowly focused piece of litigation. And now they're claiming they violate, obviously, several patents, not just one. And Nintendo wants an injunction to stop the sale of Palworld and monetize.
Dude, if that's my only controversy, dude, I'll be happy, man.
Damages. So pretty much to kill the game. So to kill the game and recoup any money that Pocket Pair, Palworld made from the game. That's pretty much that's very scary because obviously you can
Palworld is like Chinese, right? I think at least. Yeah. I remember they were just slapping a lot of shit together, and then all of a sudden they made Pokemon with guns and it fucking blew up. Yeah, right.
The consequence for other game companies, smaller game companies, if Nintendo is allowed to put down Palworld, there will never be, I think at least for a while, there won't be anything that comes close or near Pokemon. But we've got some updates here. So obviously some of the patents that people talked about, one of the most obvious is the catching mechanic with the ball. That's one of the things that Pokemon...
I can kind of see. It's unique. It is unique, and the people who I will be fair, the people who are like, what about throwing nets? Dude, it's not the fucking same. You're not throwing a ball at fucking something and then they enter it, right? It is unique, but it's so shitty though. It's so shitty. Why would you patent this? Can't wait for the sequel. Digipals. Dude, I think they're just going with it, man. They're doing the fucking, what's it called? Terraria collab. Which new PC comes, me and Tyler are gonna be gaming a lot more. There'll be less drama slop. Maybe I watch like 1 or 2 videos, or like I do it offline or something, or maybe I just stream more. Who knows?
Included in their lawsuit as an infringing patent. However, Palworld has a defense. Palworld's defense is that these patents were never infringed in the first place. They argue that, not only did they not infringe the patents, but the patents themselves are likely not even valid. If you look at the validity of these patents, some of them are ambiguous. They're kind of too broad. They're not in any way violating them on a technical basis. It's not something they have kind of technical exclusivity over, and they're violating that. So that's Palworld's defense, and they've been pretty consistent on that. And the other thing they've done, and which is brilliant, is they've changed the mechanics. And what this does is, while Palworld on both Japanese companies.
Oh, they're Japanese. Okay, fuck me then.
May have a stronger case. Nintendo may have a stronger case in Japan under Japanese law. Under U.S. law, and mind you, the majority of the users for Palworld are in the United States. That's really what Nintendo wants, is to get them hit in the United States. Changing those mechanics is frustrating what's called a good faith basis claim in U.S. courts under U.S. copyright. So by Palworld making those decisions to change things, to modify certain mechanics, that actually is frustrating them in the US. I know a lot of people think Palworld was backing down, but they actually were being smart there.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Like, what the fuck can you sue on? Dude, I've been sipping on my tea. You know what? Fuck it, I'll drink my water. But yeah, what can they sue them on, right? Nothing really. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know if you want any of these sound alerts to be off when I do these.
Playing the long game. They're saying, hey, they're attacking us and they want our US customers. Look, if it ended up a situation where Palworld was banned in Japan, that really wouldn't hurt their overall market. If they could still go to the US, Europe, Canada, everywhere else in the world, it's not really going to matter too much.
Yeah, sadly, they're the ones who will control this.
The Japanese domestic market isn't going to make or break Palworld. However, the US would. The US certainly would. So they frustrated them on that side. So Pokemon had to counter that, because now their claims,
what's the counter?
Patent infringement claims, are weak in their primary market. So they're saying, okay, let's try to change something up. Because of course, Nintendo has a massive legal team, and they have been known, their tactic is to sue people until they're penniless, to go at them with every spec of their
disgusting company, man.
Similar to Disney and other very, very large corporations that are kind of the industry leaders in their specific areas. So the mechanic they specifically modified is actually, it's kind of related to the gliding mechanic, but it's smooth switching of writing objects.
So don't worry, Looney, I'm just going to ignore that.
Patent office recently, and they changed the patent language regarding smooth switching of writing objects. Now, it's very interesting because they didn't make it more clear. They actually added a bunch
they made it vague.
Gobbledygook. We call it legalese, right? They just added some kind of extra.
Yeah, like that's what I heard. The way they did the patents, like they were denied, and then all of a sudden, dude, this is why I hate lobbying. Lobbying is such a dumb fucking thing. It happens in the EU, but like and the UK, but not as much. It's not to the same standard as the fucking US, man. The lobbying in the US is fucking crazy. But like basically, the guy kept denying them, and then all of a sudden they took him out for a fucking dinner, and then, oh, would you look at that? It's approved. That's crazy, man. That shit is fucking so annoying, man. Like, how was that even? America has this weird thing where they're like, surely these corporations will do what's right for the consumers, for the customers. Surely they'll do that, right? But like, obviously the most egregious stuff, they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. But most of the time they're like hands off, and they're like, we give the consumers like fucking lives to these companies to fucking deal with.
Extra superfluous language, including very ambiguous words like even when, which isn't really used in, especially in patent drafting. I would rarely ever use even when in
Yeah,
contract.
I would expect patents to be like very specific. It's very like, because there was, I forgot what patent it was for, but like sometimes people look up patents and then they just create stuff based on it, but like do it as a different way. Companies do this. They look at patents out there and then they just create stuff. Kind of like how they do it on the patent, but like not really.
Drafting, it's just something that you really don't use because there's other ways you can say things that creates more ambiguity. Now, why would they do this? Well, it's extremely rare to modify your patents, particularly mid litigation. It's not something you would normally do. It's
They did it mid. Oh my god, there's no fucking way, dude. Dude, the more I fucking do this, the more I'm like, dude, we're just at the mercy of like everything, man.
a very odd move because
China's
if you're
known for that,
modifying
yeah.
a patent, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Shock Pikachu face.
Surprise, Pikachu.
Nintendo is not doing good. Nintendo is actually thinking they're going to take the L. So they realize they not only have a weak case in the US due to the modifications, but they may actually lose their patents. Their patents could be declared in.
Yes, please. This very litigious company, please. I want to see their downfall. They make great games, man. I will say, like, Nintendo makes great games. Love you games. But fuck you guys, dude. You guys suck. All of you, man.
Valid. So because of that risk, they're trying to throw out some confusion, some ambiguity, some delay. This is something very common in general as a litigation tactic, particularly if you have a lot of resources. What you try to do is win the procedural victory. Sometimes, let's say the smaller party has justice on their side. We're going to call that the substance of the law. The heart of the law is on the side of the small guy. It's on the side of the underdog. But the big guy has something the small guy doesn't have, and that's money. And when you've got money, you can win a procedural victory. Often this happens by dragging out litigation so long, it becomes costly for the person on the other side, the smaller party, and therefore they have to give up because they're literally being drained dry by litigation, and they cannot do it any longer. And that's what Pokemon.
It's so shitty, man.
I do think that Palworld so far has seen that they have the wherewithal to get through this and not try to settle it out or get something, where they'd be in a bad position. I think Palworld may be able to fight this, but this is really bad news showing Nintendo doing this. It is an obvious intimidation tactic against small developers, indie developers, showing that Nintendo is committed to litigation and they will sue you all the way to Johto, right? If they feel like you are coming.
Yeah, didn't they sue like a fucking tiny tournament amongst fucking friends in like college?
Even close to anything Pokemon or their market share, or even going on PC with something that's Pokemon-esque. It's really something that they're flexing, saying, hey, look, small creators, indie devs, we will sue you, we will drain you, we will fight this out.
Drained? Yes, please.
Maybe Palworld will win. And this is actually looking like Palworld may very well win this. But small guys will still crush you. So Nintendo being Nintendo, very interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Okay, please, for the love of God. I want my gliders back. Not that I use them anyway. I never used it. But I like the option, man. I just like the option to use the fucking PAL as a glider, dude. Okay? Fucking Pokemon, man.